Hey guys, so answering the question, can I run an accounting business online? Now, this is a question I oftentimes ask back in 2015 when I first started my accounting and bookkeeping business. Now, the thing that was challenging for me was a misunderstanding into what was actually important and what actually causes success or failure within this specific business model, because it is a very different business model than a lot of other businesses. It's not like selling insurance online. It's not like doing financial advising. It's not like being a lawyer, right? So a lot of times people maybe have tried some other kind of business in the past. Maybe they had a really successful corporate career, and it just doesn't translate over to when they try and start an accounting or bookkeeping business. So I want to kind of give you an understanding of what it will actually take to be successful, so you can be as prepared as possible, right? Because for me, it took me about 15 months to get to 16 grand a month in sales for CFO and accounting services. So I don't want to take quite that long for you to get up to the six-figure level, okay? So let's jump into this thing. So number one, when it comes to running an accounting business online, the number one skill set you need to be focused on is not actually accounting or bookkeeping. Okay, a lot of people just focus on okay, so what am I selling? Okay, so I have to be able to do the client work. I have to be able to do compilations. Am I doing monthly work? Am I doing taxes? Well, I don't want to do taxes. But I want to do tax. Everyone's thinking about what are they actually offering, but they're not really thinking about who to sell it to, what are you going to say when you get on the phone? And if that's an aftermath for you, when you do get on the phone with these individuals, you're going to be like, whoa, well, what do I say? Oh no, I don't know what to do, and you panic, right? And that's how you hear people where it's I got this monthly bookkeeping client for $100 a month. And it's well, I would hear other people are getting clients for $1,000 a month, $2,000, $3,000 a month, right? The students in our mentorship program, we get them, $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 a month clients. But if you're not really focused on the right things like sales and marketing, then you're gonna get these super small clients. You're gonna hate the business, right? Because really, when it comes to this, it's going to be about sales, right? So sales is actually even slightly more important than marketing. So I'll give you an example. One of our students named Jordan, he does CFO services. He does accounting and inventory management for e-commerce companies. Now for him, he got a $40,000 cleanup. A guy literally sent him a check for $40,000 for a cleanup. It was a 3-year cleanup project. And the interesting thing was that most people, they get nervous when we're talking about $500 a month, $1,000 a month. So how do you get someone who's never, they never met in person, he's never met the client in person, person mailed him a check for $40,000, never met him, doesn't have any testimonials, just talks on the phone for 45 minutes, and the guy does that, right? It comes down to sales skills. Now, really knowing how to present your offer, how to really build up the value of you, how to really build up your credibility, how to get them to fully understand the value, and how to get them comfortable with sending money to someone who they've never, met or talked to or really met outside of this environment or outside of this scenario. Now, I actually think that sales is better than marketing too, because think about how many clients you need to actually get in order to get to $40,000. Let's say that you had 10 clients that are paying you about $400 a month, okay? That would take you about 10 months worth of those clients to actually make $40,000, but he made it within month number 3 of his business, right? So it's the time that it would take to get 10 clients, it could, let's say it takes you, for example, 3 months to get 10 clients, right? So that means that in the first year in business, you only have 9 months active of all 10 of those clients. So it actually take you about a year and 1 month to get to actually collect $40,000 in your business. Versus this, he collected $40,000 in month 3 of starting his business. You know what I mean? So it's the better you get at sales, the less marketing you need to do, right? And the better you get at marketing, the less that you have to really worry about your business being around 3 years, 5 years, 10 years from now, right? Because that was a really big fear for me was, would I be able to keep this thing up, right? It took me a little while to find success. And once I started finding success, I was like, oh my gosh, am I going to fail? What if all my clients leave me? And I was really operating under a sense of fear because I just didn't really have great marketing chops at the time. I had done a bunch of courses, so I had learned about sales and stuff, so I was able to get in front of the person, and when I got in front of the right person, I could get them to pay me money. But me being able to do that and get in front of multiple people forever, that was a very big concern for me. Which then kind of moves into the next thing, which is your life goals, right? So one thing that caused me a lot of stress was when I first started my business, I thought I was gonna have a business with like 40 employees or contractors, and it's gonna be this giant, like, $5 million a year business, right? But I didn't really understand the business model I was in. In a lot of cases for accounting and bookkeeping business, for most people, it's gonna be more of a cash flow lifestyle business, just a business that's enough to support your life, right? So like whether your firm is making 150K a year, 200K a year, 400K a year, most accounting firms that you see are gonna be right around that $400,000. You really either see people at 0 or 400,000, or about $1 million to about $5 million, right? But the main place people stay is generally about $400,000. And the reason why is because that's a very good lifestyle for 90% of people, right? Oftentimes you might have one virtual assistant, and depending on what service you're offering, you might only have like maybe 1 or 2 staff accountants at max, right? So at $400,000 a year, you might be, depending on the mix of services, if you're more like monthly bookkeeping heavy, you're gonna have like more staff accountants. If it's tax planning, you can get away with tax planning with only maybe like 1 or 2 people, like you plus one other maybe CPA in your firm or enrolled agent, right? So it can be extremely profitable. Let's say that you pay that the other tax planner, you pay him maybe 50 to 75K, right? So we do 400,000 minus that, because like depending on your how you get those clients too, if you're doing everything organically like how we teach, or if you're using advertisements, that's what also kind of tweak your margins as well. You're probably going to spend maybe like 20K on ads to get to like $400,000 in your business. So we'll say 75K plus 20K in ads, that's about $95,000. So you're roughly making about what is that, 400 minus 95, about 305 before taxes. And then from there, if you're good at tax planning, you just use it for your own personal life and be able to like really protect yourself from having to like lose a lot of money. So you can pocket a really good amount of money from that, so it's really good for that, because it's like anytime that you maybe need to go take a vacation, just do one more cleanup, or anytime that you maybe want to go take a vacation, you just go and sell a tax plan, right? Really to get security, you want that recurring revenue from like the monthly work, but to go and get like, the purchases or like the fun stuff, you sell a package. That's one reason why I started our mentorship program, was because I have a really good base of like monthly bookkeeping clients and CFO clients, but anytime I want to go on vacation, anytime I want to go do something, or like maybe buy a new car or something, you just sell like 1 or 2 more coaching clients, and then that's it. And you're able to do whatever you want with your life, It's a really, really cool kind of life if you really get good at it, But and remember, it's all about designing your life. Like one of our students' name is Audrey. She basically does $25,000 per month, and she only works about 15 days out of the month, right? So the rest of the time she spends traveling. She's not married, so she's still like on the younger side. I think she started when she was 31 in our program. I think she's like 35 now. So yeah, just a really good life, just being able to like go and explore the world, go do what she wants to do, and really have fun. But you have to kind of know the business model you're running while you're kind of building it, so that you don't just make it super unprofitable. One mistake I see a lot of people do is like they think they're in like a performance business where they have like 20, 30, 40 employees, but they don't have the skill set to be able to do that. So they're spending a bunch of money before they need to. Their profit margins are trash, and then they end up just coming like 2 years later like, oh, I actually think I want to run like more of a cash flow business. So you just wasted all that money that you could have been pocketing and putting towards your future, right? So always know kind of what are your goals. And then number 3, your ability to really get to 10 to 15K per month is going to depend on either delegating or package-based services. We kind of talked about it a little bit, but really having a good structure of like knowing if you're going to go with more monthly bookkeeping, that's very labor intensive work, right? It's in some cases it's not necessarily the most complex work, but it's work that does have to get done. So for us, like you can either do an American staff accountant either in your state, it can be up the street, they can be across America, you can do around the world. We've worked with staff accountants in India, Brazil, and the Philippines. For me, it really kind of depends. You have to know the personality and like the cultural kind of differences of them to kind of get understand like if you do go international, who do you want to work with, right? Because it's not all the same. Let's just say like that. But for me, really like my vision for most people, right, is to really be able to get you just try and like 3x your bills with monthly services. So you can either 2x or 3x. Most times it'll be like 3x your bills with the monthly services, and then you start selling like these packages. So that way you don't need to sell a million tax plans. Let's say that your average tax plan is about $5,000, and that's like on the smaller side. We've seen tax plans sell for anywhere between like $5,000 to $20,000. It's kind of a good rule of thumb. But let's say that you're already at, let's say your monthly bills are like $5,000 a month. I know depending where you're living, you might be looking at me like, Bryce, you're crazy. I live in California. It's way more than that. Let's just say, for lack of better words, your monthly expenses are $5K per month, okay? So $5K per month, you get to $15,000 a month with like monthly services, either CFO or bookkeeping, and then maybe you sell like 1 or 2 tax plans a month for $5,000 a piece. So now that's $10,000 from the tax plan, $15,000 for your monthly accounting, monthly bookkeeping services. That's about $25K per month. That's an amazing life. That's an amazing life. Let me tell you from experience, it's an amazing life. Now, you don't necessarily have to stop there, right? If you want to do more tax plans, you can just keep doing it, right? Because it's like, it's really just kind of about like what do you hold valuable to your life? Because at a certain point, when you start selling more of those package-based services, your life doesn't necessarily have to get more hectic as your income increases. Let's just say it like that. I think that's a better way to kind of think of it, because I think a lot of people think that like the more money you make, the less time you have to spend with your family. No, it's when you're working a job, you have like a lot less control, so your time is really just gonna be like just different, right? But when you have your own business and you're able to set things up the way that you want, you can control when you work. Like you could just work like at 6 a.m. in the morning, right? Maybe take a consultation call during the middle of the day, but you don't do anything after 3 p.m. in the afternoon, right? For me, I have like 2 hours a day that I'll just like walk during the middle of the day. Like today I just came back from a 1-hour walk around my neighborhood, right? And yeah, just chill. You know, it's finally warm. I live in Michigan, so yeah, just really had a good day and just got everything moving. But those are 3 steps that you need to really be aware of when you're asking yourself the question, can I run an accounting business online? Now, if you want some help with any of the stuff that we talked about today, whether it's pricing your services, getting better at sales, or knowing how to go and get clients, go ahead and click the link inside the description, either above or below the video, to book a call with myself to see if I can help you inside of our mentorship program. We help accountants and bookkeepers go and get to that 6-figure level and beyond. So if that's you, I'd love to see you on the call. On the call, basically we're going to take a look at is like, you know, where are you right now? Like, where do you want to go? And if I think I can help you, I'm just going to outline like what a path and process would look like for us to work together inside our mentorship program. And you know, if it's not a good fit at the moment in time, it's no problem, no harm, no foul. Keep watching more of our videos. Also, if you're not ready for a call, that's still a-okay too. Just keep watching more videos until maybe the time's different, okay? But my hope for you is that I want you to succeed. I want for you to be able to have a lifestyle you design, not a lifestyle that you're forced to live in, and then be able to just kind of like live the life of your dreams, okay? If that's you, I appreciate you watching our channel. Thank you so much. Have a good rest of your day.